you want is football.
20, 15, 10, and bounces his way into the end zone. Touchdown!
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 1250.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and AM 1250. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Always great Monday at 4:30 to talk with Swagoo. Marcus Spears, former Dallas Cowboy, now all over the TV on NFL Live. But, man, with the Cowboys on a bye, Marcus, I imagine you're still on LSU's Cloud 9 after Saturday night.
You're damn right I am. You damn right I am. It was phenomenal, man. I love the fact that not only did they compete throughout the game, I love the fact that they went for the gusto at the end of the game. Brian Kelly really took a step forward as far as what he came there to do. I was always for the hire, but I was super excited. And look, if they wouldn't have got it, I would have still been happy with the decision because I'm a football guy. Now, most of the fans would have hated him and they'd have wanted to fire him and all of that. But ultimately, man, in that particular situation, in that moment, that's the time for you to really, make your first stamp as LSU's head coach. And I thought it was phenomenal, man. It was just a great night in Death Valley. Saturday night is no better place to be in America.
It's always good to get Alabama, no matter when it is, and it just makes everybody feel a lot better. That's for sure. What about LSU's chances, Marcus? I mean, seriously, we had a guy here on the station who's a big LSU fan. He says they run the table, they're in the playoffs. What do you think?
If they run the table, they're in the playoffs, for sure. But I don't think I wouldn't have them as the best team. LSU has been so impressive because of how they've grown and how good they've started to gel and play well together. And, man, we know college football. We know that it's crazy and crazy things happen. I didn't expect them to beat Alabama. I expected them to compete, though, at a high level and literally said if you can get it into the fourth quarter, it's college football at that point. It's about playmakers and who can make plays. And I thought LSU had an advantage on the outside. But as far as the college football playoff, man, I liken it just to like the NFL. You get in the tournament, you got a chance. And I think if they run the table, they have a chance at doing it. Now, the two losses is going to be difficult to overcome because you got to win in a certain way as well. It's not just about winning particular games anymore. It's about how you win those games when you play Arkansas and when you got A&M and the rest of your schedule coming up. That is where you make the statement about how you win those games, not necessarily if you win them.
Marcus Spears joining us here on the Blitz. We normally talk NFL, but that game Saturday night, I've just got questions. And you brought up Coach Kelly, the onions that he showed in going for it there, where you sometimes see coaches, they're a little conservative or the analytics will decide this. What does a call like that for a first-year coach do for him inside that locker room with his players?
I mean, man, first of all, these guys had started to believe in what they were doing prior to. But calls like that just change. It changed your idea about how your coach looks at you. The fact that he trusted the execution, the fact that it was Alabama, it was Saturday night in Death Valley, all of the pressure when that two-point conversion happened lied into the hands of those players and Brian Kelly. And really it just permeates the confidence that he had in those guys, the confidence that he had in his coaching staff. So what changes is everybody's ears tone in a little bit more. Everybody's eyes focuses a little bit more on the things that they're doing. And the process that they've been going through is just another validation of that we should trust this. We should allow ourselves to feel good about how we go into games, how prepared we are, and more importantly, the things that our coaches have preached to us, the things that we practice, they have full confidence that we can go out and execute it. And it really changes your psychology as a player because then you play a lot more free. You play with a cape on your back, knowing that your coach believes in you and what you can execute. and it just changes the ideology of where you are and where you can be.
Love college football, and it's getting exciting right now. That is for sure. I got to turn to the NFL, though, Marcus, because today, no surprise that Frank Reich got fired. I don't think anybody's surprised at that. But Jeff Saturday, the interim head coach, what's going on there?
Man, I think this is about the relationship with him and Jim Irsay. I think this is more about culture and buying time. Now, guys, let me tell you, I love Jeff Saturday. He's my guy. I think he's in an impossible situation. He doesn't even have an offensive coordinator. I would have loved to see the Indianapolis Colts go with a guy that was there right now internally. And two things can be true. I can be happy for Jeff Saturday and excited for him for this opportunity, and also identify that I'm not really 100% on board with the decision to bring him off television to be an interim head coach with an organization that's struggling on the field as much as Indianapolis. So, look, man, if you're Jeff, you can't say no. And trust me, he's been a consultant with this team. There's a little bit of history beyond just it being so surprising that they decided to pick him as the interim head coach. He's been consulting. Him and Jim Irsay have a strong relationship. He is in love with the Indianapolis Colts. But ultimately, man, I just don't, being an analyst, I don't think this is a great situation for him to go into. But it is a chance for him to get some head coaching experience and see what it's like day to day as a head coach in the NFL, to put a plan together to try to figure out how to galvanize guys and get them going. But it's favorable because I got a soft spot in my heart for Jeff Saturday. I love the guy, but I don't think this was a good decision by the Indianapolis Colts.
I agree, Marcus. And honestly, when I heard that this morning that Jeff Saturday was going to be interim, I thought they were just joking. Like, I thought they were just making a joke, like, who's going to take over this? Oh, Jeff Saturday will do it.
I thought it had came from the Adam Schefter parody account. Like, I literally thought, I was like, no way I'm reading this the right way. And then initially I was like, you know what, this is because I've got like that before with impersonation.
Mm-hmm. We all have. We all have.
I saw Shefty double down. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But everybody was shocked. Even people at work, man, we love Jeff, man. But it's like any other interim, any other coach usually comes from within the ranks. And just to pull Jeff off of TV and put him in a team that is literally spiraling in front of our face, I don't know. I think they could have at least given somebody an opportunity within that organization that's been on that staff and been a part of the day-to-day, an opportunity to coach these last games before they go find whoever they decide to be their head coach. And I don't think that's going to be Jeff Saturday either.
No, and I don't even know if Jeff Saturday really wants to be a coach in the NFL. Maybe he does, but you understand how it works, and we see it a lot more in the NBA. You get on TV, you sound like the smartest guy in the world, and so all of a sudden you become a head coach. I mean, that's the only interview you need, man. I watch this guy on TV. Damn, he's good, man. You come coach my team.
Yeah, man, it's so much more to it, guys, and y'all know that, man. Like it's a lot of guys that I think are qualified to have positions on staffs that I work with. I think Dan Orlovsky is one of the best, brightest offensive minds I've ever been around. I think Ryan Clark would be a phenomenal DB coach, eventually defensive coordinator. I could coach a D-line in my sleep, but I'm not qualified to go coach to be a head coach of a professional football team. And I know as much about defense as I think anybody. But with that being said, like, this is just, I think it's a bad look for the NFL, especially with guys that's been in that league coaching. And I'm sure Indy has some guys on their staff that would have loved that opportunity. So yeah, I don't particularly know how I feel about this one.
Marcus, and I get where you're coming from, but if Marcus Spears was coming to my football team and I'm a defensive player, I mean, there's that automatic respect right off the bat. Now I know that Jeff is going to have to go out there and produce, but to me it just seems like, I mean, the respect that he's going to get from day one walking in that building is going to be off the chart, isn't it?
Oh no. I mean, look, man, as a player, right, let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Think about this, guys. If I've been for the last, let's say, training camp, 6-7 months, right, grinding with particular coaches, coaching staffs, if I have positional coaches, guys that I've been around, guys that I know have a good rapport with the players that's currently on the team, and somebody hired me because of my name and because of what I did in the past in an organization, I know for me personally as a player, I would feel some type of way. Yeah, they're going to respect Jeff Saturday. Yeah, he's a Super Bowl champion. He played 13 years there. They have an affinity, a love for Jeff Saturday. Not all of these guys. I mean, I think it's a big misconstrued idea that these young players give a damn about us as far as coming in and leading them and being the coaches. I think that's different. But ultimately, I don't know what the temperature is going to be like. I'm sure, without even talking to any of those guys there, I'm sure a lot of those guys are like, damn, why my position coach didn't get this opportunity? Or why this guy didn't get the opportunity that we see putting in work every day? Why this defensive or offensive analyst didn't get an opportunity? So I'm not sure if Jeff is going to walk in there with just totally welcomed arms from every guy. Now, it takes time for anybody to prove and to get guys on their side and galvanize. And, yes, he walks in with a ton of credibility. But I'm sure somebody within that locker room, some coaches, some players are like, damn, man, it's kind of messed up that this guy didn't get this shot.
Marcus, as you say it that way with Jim Irsay, and we're going through it here in San Antonio where the Spurs may or may not be tanking for Wemby. Does Jim Irsay look at all the quarterbacks that are going to be coming out and not really give a damn about winning right now? I just need a guy that is going to be friendly with the media. The fans are going to be happy about it. Let's lose as many games as we can from here on out because this season is in the toilet already, and then we'll be able to go get our franchise quarterback because we haven't been able to find that guy since Andrew Luck retired.
Yep. Guys, I'm right there with you. I said last week when they benched Matt Ryan that they were in full focus on getting a good quarterback in the upcoming draft. Because regardless of how bad Matt Ryan was playing, you paying him $20+ million, right? Like, so you punt it on the season. And we talked about it on NFL Live today, and I made a comment about, Jeff is going to come in. I'm happy for him and all of that, but they'll bide this time until they find the guy that they really want to lead. And then push back on me a little bit and said, I don't think Jeff would take this job if he didn't think that he would have an opportunity to be a head coach. I said, dude, everybody that probably took this job would think that they had that opportunity. But the reality is, if Sean Payton says he wants to coach in Indianapolis, I don't give a damn if Jeff go undefeated. They're going to sign Sean Payton. So, I think this is a punt on the season. I think this is about making sure the culture is reset. And Jeff Saturday is a perfect candidate to do that. But ultimately, I think the Colts realize where they are and understand that they're finished and they won't be a playoff team. So position yourself to get one of these stud quarterbacks that's coming out.
Swagoo Marcus Spears as he joins us every Monday here on the Blitz, still on Cloud 9 after LSU beat Alabama. I know you're probably giving a lot of crap to our friend Ashley because she's an Alabama alum. I hope you enjoyed it and won lots of bets. Marcus, we'll talk to you next week after the Cowboys take on the Packers there in Green Bay.
All right, fellas. Y'all take care, man. Good talking to y'all.